A Mariotic acid attack on a children's playground out in East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Do old dirty sneakers thrown up over a power line indicate a drug location? And then we'll get into our feature story for this evening. Grant Amato, the man that scrubbed out his family for 200 grand to finance his online girlfriend. Let's get into it on Let's Talk Live. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Let's Talk Live podcast. I am Brian, and I want to welcome everybody in. It is June 14, 2023, and this is episode 9 here in the books of the reformulated and reinvented Let's Talk Live podcast, often imitated but never duplicated, and there's a lot of that going on around lately. How is the chat? How is everybody doing? If you're watching this right now, I am live. And what we do is we pull these episodes down, re-upload them for a replay. If you're watching this on a replay, hit that hashtag replay down there in the comments and let me know if you're watching these on replays. I hope everybody had an amazing start to the week. I don't want to waste too much time. I have a couple of stories I want to get into before we get into the featured presentation for this evening. First article that I want to bring up here. There was a Mariotic acid attack on a children's playground out in East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. And it goes in here from Western Mass News, Fox 6, ABC 40, and CBS 3. Mother of child burned by acid puddle on Bliss side blah 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 on Bliss Park slide in Longmeadow speaks out. Longmeadow, Massachusetts, an investigation is underway after hazardous chemicals were poured down the slides at Bliss Park Playground in Longmeadow, injuring at least 2 children. At least 2 children. Ashley Thean was taking her kids to what seemed like a regular day at Bliss Park on Sunday, but after her kids ran up to her sobbing after playing on the playground, she realized her kids were potentially in danger. Longmeadow police are currently investigating a break-in at Bliss Park pool building where the pool cleaning chemical Mariotic acid was stolen from a chemical storage room. Police said that the chemical was dumped on 3 nearby slides. Thean told Western Mass News that her 2 children were injured after sliding through the chemical puddle. We got there about probably 8:15 yesterday morning. So we were there, the first ones there, I think, she said. I let the kids go play and I didn't notice that there was liquid collected at the bottom of the slide. I just assumed it was rainwater. I didn't really think much of it. And then my baby, who was 1, started crying. That was when I knew that the liquid, there was something in the liquid that was when I knew this liquid that they were around wasn't water. Thien sent photos of her children to the Western Mass News. You can see her child's leg left swollen and blistered after coming in contact with the chemicals. She told us that the wounds mostly superficial and her kids were okay, but she thinks her situation could have ended up much worse. The thing that he does always is our water table with our water table is he dips his whole face in it. So I'm actually surprised he didn't do that, because the bottom of the slide where it was, there was a good amount of it collected there. Thien said, I wasn't surprised he didn't start splashing in it. The town of Longmeadow said that the hazardous materials have been cleaned up, but more cleaning crews are expected to be on throughout the week. This playground area of Bliss Park will remain closed out of abundance of caution. So who in their friggin' right mind would ever do anything like this? And anybody that would do anything like this is an absolute complete scumbag. So let's play this here. We got a little bit of a news clip here, and then we'll move on to our next story. Let me get this. Wait for this commercial to end. Oh, I can skip ahead. Let's play. Maybe it's going to work. Maybe it's not going to work. Come on. I think she froze. Of course, pop-ups. Can't have enough pop-ups, right? Good job. All right, let's try to All right, here we go. So much spam on these websites now. It's unbelievable. All right. We wait. Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. Could have had a turkey dinner by now. All right. No, of course, no volume, right?
Underway into hazardous chemicals that were poured on the slides at the Bliss Park playground, and it injured at least 2 children. Western Mass News reporter Glenn Kittle joining us live from that playground in Longmeadow with the latest details. Glenn.
Chris, Ashley Thielen was taking her kids to what seemed like a normal day here at Bliss Park, but when her kids ran up to her sobbing, that's when she found out that they could potentially be in danger. Longmeadow police are currently investigating a break-in at Bliss Park at the pool building where the pool cleaning chemical muriatic acid was stolen from the chemical storage room. Police say the chemical was dumped on 3 nearby slides, and Ashley Thielen tells Western Mass News her 2 children were injured after sliding through the chemical puddle.
I let the kids go play. I did notice that there was liquid kind of collected at the bottom of the slide, and I just assumed it was rainwater. I didn't really think much of it.
This is glitched out. Look at this. Unreal. Come on, dude. I don't think we're going to get through this video. The site's loading. It's loading for another advertisement. Unreal. I'd like to play the video.
I didn't really think much of it.
All right. Well, listen, I don't think the video is going to play here. But again, super scumbag alert for the person that did this. Obviously, it looks like there's some purpose that was in there. Hopefully, they have cameras in and around the area and they can catch the scumbag that did this. But all right, we'll kill that video there. It doesn't want to play. Technical difficulties. Anyway, if anybody wanted to know what muriatic acid is, let me pull this up. Super dangerous chemical from Bob Vila. Don't play around with the strong stuff. Learn what it's good for and the right way to use it. Muriatic acid, a less pure variant of hydrochloric acid, is available in high concentrates and used for a host of homes, restorations, and maintenance projects. I'm not going to read the whole article, but it's going to go into you and just say it's a very powerful chemical agent, runs cheap, about $10 a gallon at home centers, hardware stores, etc. It's very caustic, meaning that it's very dangerous when touched on the skin, capable of corroding everything from some plastics and metal, clothing, and skin. In fact, working with it poses numerous health risks. Momentary skin exposure can cause severe burns. Inhaling its fumes can burn the lungs, nose, and lining, and contact can also cause irreversible eye damage or blindness. eye damage or blindness. So hopefully they catch the scumbag that tried to do this. Not cool. But anyway, just wanted to let you all know what was going on in East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. All right. Let's, I want to bring this up. I'm going to go back to King Road here. And I noticed that there was a lot of talk of conversation the last time that I had this map up on screen. Now, a lot of channels or a lot of people talk about in the comments about oh, wow, there's sneakers up there. That means it's a drug location. Well, let's say this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, can we think about something here and be a little bit logical? Maybe, just maybe. Let's put our adult hats on for a second. And I know that probably 50% of the crowd is going to agree with me, and 50% of the crowd is not going to agree with me. But just maybe this could be some type of memorial for the victims of King Road. Maybe. Well, I did a little bit of research on it. Let's pull up what I found. Why do people throw shoes on power lines? I'm just going to scroll down here. Let's see. It's one of those things you probably never thought about, but people have been chucking their shoes as a form of personal expression since before power lines, let alone electrical power lines, even existed. For example, there's an old English wedding custom of throwing shoes at newly married couples or couple. Some say it was meant to bring the newlyweds happiness and good fortune. There are also a long-standing military tradition of flinging one's boots to symbolize the end of one's post. Space pioneers Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin even apparently flung their moon boots from the hatch of the rocket before returning to Earth. So let's go down and look at some of the theories here. While these traditions suggest that shoes on power lines may serve a celebratory purpose, there are plenty other theories for them, and not all involve expressions of mirth. In fact, some even involve corporate criminal activity, gang activity. One or more popular theories about shoes on power lines is that they're part of a system by which gangs mark their territory. The problem with this theory is that the dearth of gang members willing to corroborate it. Moreover, when we queried police departments in various large cities around the country, none were willing to confirm or deny. So I would say that's probably plausible. All right, let's get into the next one. Location for buying drugs. According to a police chief from Pritchard, Alabama, and members of Jackson, Mississippi City Council, some drug dealers do, in fact, communicate they're open for business by tossing a pair of shoes over adjacent power lines. On the other hand, a spokesperson for the New York Police Department, NYPD, told the New York Times, "I don't think it's the sort of thing that people advertise by leaving a sign." And a police chief from Toronto has publicly debunked the theory as nothing more than an urban legend. Now, here's the theory that I think it is, because I put my adult thinking cap on today. Memorials. If you see a license plate with a gold star, it's safe to bet that that car in the question carries grieving family members, a member of the military who has died. Similarly, if you see shoes hanging from a power line, it could be a memorial to someone who has died. As one Brooklyn resident pointed out in a YouTube series called Decoding the Streets, the shoes symbolize that the deceased individual is now walking in heaven. Some say those type of memorials are often for people who have died as a result of gun violence. So I'm going to leave it all up to you to think what theory you think it is, but I'm probably going to go on the memorial theory. So let's get into Grant Amato. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I'm really happy that Law and Crime Network put this kind of little mini docu about this particular case a couple of days ago, and it's probably one of the most fascinating stories. And if you haven't heard about this, I mean, it's pretty basic. This loser stole 200 grand from his family and was basically financing this online cam girl. And basically, when they tried to cut him off, get him some treatment, he ended up scrubbing out his family. Now, he had ultimate support from his family. His father, his mother, his brother, they were all giving him money. And he was saying, oh, I'm doing it for podcasting. I'm starting a podcast channel. I'm using it for advertising. And then when they finally found out what was going on and cut him off and found out all this money was being stolen, they confronted him about it. And he decided to scrub out his family. Now, this moron leaves his house, checks himself into a hotel, and after the police go and do a wellness check, they find him kind of, staged up in this hotel, and they bring him in for questioning. And it's one of the most fascinating interrogations that I've ever seen. So my plan is I want to do kind of this going back, because you guys know I like to go back. I've done that many, many times here. Again, often replicated, never duplicated. We do a lot of going back here. So I think this is going to give you a little brief overview of the case. And then probably down the road in some further streams, I do want to break down the interrogation video, because it is when they get him in the moment. It's perfect when they finally catch him. And then what I want to do is, I know that all the court video is up, and I want to go through all the days in the court trial, because it's some of the best, very interesting testimony, and something just really that I want to go through. But let's start this looking back series. It's about 45 minutes. Will take us all the way to the end of this stream. Sit back, get your popcorn ready. Let's do this. How much of a mess is this when I go walk in here?
Don't go that way.
Okay.
All right. It's a triple homicide in a relatively quiet area of the county. Things like this just don't happen in Chiliota.
When you enter a scene like that with several bodies, family members, it's heartbreaking.
Tell me what happened. I don't know what happened.
I want to go back to this. So Buttercup said, if you would have gone to a stop sign at Taylor, you can see Xana stand. She's no longer there. They have removed, if that was her, they have removed her. And I don't think it was her. I think it was just someone in that field. But
and he became an infatuated.
It's amazing. The parents had a hell of a house. I mean, it looked like he didn't have a shitty upbringing, lived in a very nice house. We find out in the interrogation that his parents actually had another second home in, I believe, Tennessee. So, I mean, he didn't come from a shitty, what I think is shitty background. But smart kid, AZ, smart kid. Yeah. I mean, seemed like a pretty well upbringing. Didn't look like they had to struggle. Had support from his family. Yeah, had great career goals. And just something gets triggered in that mind. It's crazy. All right, we'll keep playing this. I mean, the autopsy photos are out there. I've seen them. They're pretty brutal. You can search them if you're interested in seeing any of that stuff, but I've seen them before, and they're pretty brutal. And you can definitely see, during the interrogation, I forget the male interrogation's name, but he talks about how things just look staged. It's very sloppy staging by Grant. I mean, pretty obvious what was going on. All right, we're back. So I'm guessing probably what happened was there was music in that video. Maybe Law and Crime had some particular copyright on it, because it's kind of a series. But if you want, what I can do is yeah, I'm not really prepared to do a 4-hour thing tonight. All right, I'm gonna shut this one down. I will be back. I don't even know when my next stream is. Saturday night. I'll be back Saturday night. This will be the 29-year anniversary of the famous O.J. Simpson car chase. So click that. See you Saturday Night Live. What we'll do, and we have something very special planned for Sunday. Laura and I will be back on Sunday. Postcards from your trip. If they didn't get out to me, my post office box is going to cancel in about a few days. So they may get returned if they're not out to me. But this just kind of killed my momentum. I had a great show planned tonight. But, oh well. Thanks, YouTube. But hey, we've hit 7,000 subscribers on the channel. The race to 10,000. I appreciate everybody. I wish I had some more things queued up, but I have all the shows planned for this week. So we'll be back Saturday Night Live. We'll do the OJ chase. Hopefully it doesn't get shut down because the video is like 29 years old. So I don't know why it should be. But if not, Sunday night, we have an Idaho special planned. You're not going to want to miss this one. It's really, really good. So, all right, guys. I'll see you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.